So you've probably already, I'm certain most of you already met them. They're about to talk to you about the new developments in the ProVision software, the new at-home remote scanning, the new technology. So up now, we have what we colloquially call the two Debbies. We have Debbie Hart up first in the white blouse, and Debbie Ventura will be tag teaming in the black blouse. And I give it to you, Debbie.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Did you guys hear that? Hi, I'm Debbie Hart, and I'm thrilled to be here this whole week. We've had an amazing experience, and I'm looking forward to working with you guys today. We had a 4-day training, and a lot of you were there, and I'm really thrilled that you're here as well. So you've learned what you have, and now you're going to learn a preview of coming attractions as of 5 o'clock today. So to boldly go where no man has gone before, that was the music that just played that we could barely hear. Thought it was pretty apropos for the NES at home. How many of you are already excited and know a little bit about NES at home? Awesome. Okay. So today at 5, you as NES practitioners will be clinically pioneering frontier bioenergetic medicine and technology with the ability to reach anyone, anytime, anywhere. How does that sound? This is a global rebirth. Harry talked about this being a new birthing process. Well, this is a global rebirth. That's right. Well, there you go. A new level of paradigm shift. NES is clinically aligning with the quantum field. So we've been doing that in our practice, right, with our patients, but now we're actually clinically aligning globally, quantumly. We are going fractal. We're going to review the new Total Wellness System features and NES at Home features. We have them on the slideshow in detail for you. You will have this, so there's no need to worry about not having to take notes. And we're going to go live through them first with a demo. We have a practitioner, and we're going to actually do this live with you and hope that we have the technology aligned with us as well. Let me see if I've got my technology here. I need I'm going to have to use the, sure. So NES at Home, which has remote scanning and client My Health. You can go ahead. I'm going to probably, let me just, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about, first of all, the benefits of NES at Home. How many of you know what NES at Home basically is at this point? Okay. It's really simple in its general concept. It's the ability to remote scan from anywhere up to the practitioner, and then for the practitioner to customize a client My Health so that all the clients around the world can have any programs they want at their fingertips any time of day, any day of the week. So it's wellness for anyone, anywhere, anytime. It's a new choice point in outreach and services. So start putting your thinking caps on as to how each of you, and we have an amazing group here, our training class this week, we just have an amazing group, and each and every one of you I know is going to touch so many people. So start putting your thinking caps on in terms of how this is a new choice point for you and what this might look like, because everybody's going to use this in a really creative way. It's flexible and convenient scans and My Health therapy. The client My Health allows for configuration of custom functions and cycles. How is this going to empower you as a practitioner? Well, I'm sure you'll think of things we haven't thought of, but this is what we've thought of so far. This is going to allow you to expand your practice and have a global outreach in any shape you want it. You can go as far as you want with this. Office and scheduling flexibility. This no longer limits you to your office, and it no longer limits the client to your office. It supports the client's engagement and really allows for higher therapy success. And it allows for inventory reductions. So if you have a huge percentage of remote scanning, you'll be able to drop ship anywhere, anytime, without having to have the infoceuticals in your office. How does this empower your clients, most importantly? Isn't that what our whole focus is? Of course, we want wonderful, amazing businesses, but we also want amazing success. So the clients are going to be able to control now when to engage with a practitioner. They can scan whenever they want, and it's ready and waiting for you whenever you're ready to import it. Customized leading-edge therapy at home. It's the first time that MyHealth has been available for anyone, anywhere, but most importantly, that it's going to be customized now. It will actually be customized. They can have whatever ERs or programs they want for whatever length of time they want. Powerful, convenient, and flexible scanning and MyHealth therapy anytime, anywhere for increased wellness results. How many people think that maybe if you have a MyHealth session once a day, once a week, and the people in the family have it as well, that we're going to have an incredible impact on wellness? Yeah. I mean, huge. Initial investment lasts a lifetime. They buy a MyHealth, and it's not just for today or tomorrow or this year, but it's forever, right? So they're buying a lifetime bioenergetic wellness kit. We are going to just highlight and overview the features so that you actually have them to take home with you and you can look over these. You're going to see these live in just a minute, so we're not going to delve into the details of what they look like right this moment, but you'll see them as we go through. ProVision 4 has new splash screens and a really fresh feel. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, it's really beautiful. White background, modern flat images, bigger buttons with a touch screen, bigger buttons so that if you have a touch screen, it's very tablet friendly. We have day and night grounding and blue light new features. Smaller software footprint, so much faster downloads and updates and faster backups. Bigger fonts, much easier to read. Scan screens consistent with layout, meaning that no matter what screen you're in, you consistently have all your options there. Updated recommendations and report screens, which are much easier to use, much more intuitive. As far as the NES at home within the new ProVision 4, two main features. We have remote scanning. This is a picture of what your client's going to see when they've scanned. They just simply click Send Scan to Practitioner, and they're done. Client MyHealth configuration looks just like a regular professional MyHealth, but it's programmed a little differently. This is the second main feature of NES at home. Client MyHealth configuration of custom cycles and functions, so they can have all their ERs, and they can have any of the other programs that you have for any length of time they want. So it's pretty amazing. You can program it each therapy cycle to whatever you think they need or whatever they want. The client scan, when you're actually in the client scan in ProVision, which you're all familiar with, the buttons are very familiar. There's no loss or change in core functionality. There's just updated screen layouts and updated buttons. So they just look a little different. They're bigger, more user-friendly. And we have squares instead of circles. So when you bring up the energy screen, you're going to have colored squares instead of circles. Same screen. Menu is on a gray background and a much cleaner design. And the new bottom buttons. So you can see the top buttons here. These are the new top buttons on your screen. And these are the new bottom buttons. And every time you hover your mouse over one of these or your pointer, it will tell you what it is. For example, this is the recommendation screen. This is a screenshot. This is your home screen. It's really intuitive. Moving on, just highlighting the features that you're going to be able to see as soon as you get home. You will get an email, and you'll all be able to download the new version as soon as you leave. So we have the new BFA screen. This is a beautiful image. of the new grounding image. How many people love that? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. So new images for existing items, new day and night in pharmaceuticals, and a new grounding element, and this is the grounding screen. Videos no longer pop out, so the little videos that you could play, they don't just pop out. You can actually control that. It's really nice. You just click on the video icon, and whatever you're in, the video pops out. The environment screen, we have new images for blue light, and we also have blue light coming on the MyHealth. Icon changes throughout. You'll just see the icons just have a little bit newer look and modern feel. And then, of course, we have the client MyHealth configuration of custom cycles and functions. So right from ProVision, right inside the client recommendation screen, you're going to be able to take any of their ERs or any of the other programs that you want, like Love, ESR, Matrix Carrier, and you can actually load that on their MyHealth. Okay, and we'll show you that. We're going to do it live and show it to you. The recommendation screen, we have the normal copy and paste, 2 new buttons, which are the MyHealth button, and we're going to go into that, and the sync button. And this just allows you to take the recommendations and upload them to the portal, and the client can then get their functions on their MyHealth from the portal. And we're going to show you that. Any of the ERs can be added or changed, so you can add to what's there, and you can add any programs you want, like I said. The MyHealth button, we'll talk about that, but it just basically uploads the pharmaceuticals to the portal and downloads the custom functions and cycles to the client MyHealth. If they're in your office, it goes right on their MyHealth. If they're not in your office, they'll be able to get it later when they get home. The sync button is just used later in case when you're doing their recommendations, you don't happen to be online. Let's say you're at the beach. You can use the sync button later to perform the same function you would have normally done in your office and connect up and download the information to the portal and to the client. It's very, very simple. ProVision 4, we have the steps outlined here, and we're going to walk you through that with a live demo. But I'm just going to overview the steps so you can start getting your minds around how this works and what this looks like. And by the way, we're going to have a whole 15-minute Q&A. So start thinking about any questions or any clinical applications you might want to know about, and we are happy to answer when we're all finished. So you're going to add the client to the portal, and there is a new clients category. Just like you have the shop, you now have a clients. You just put in their static information and their email address and a password, and the client then receives an email as soon as you're finished with their login information. It's automatic. Okay, so that's the next is you optionally, if you have a client that has a MyHealth that you want to program and start allowing them to have their at-home therapy right away, you are going to purchase some credits in the portal shop. And you can use those credits, and we'll explain that, to program their MyHealth. Then the client scans either in your office as usual, or they can go home and if they have the remote scanner or the client MyHealth, they can scan at home. If they scan at home, the practitioner simply downloads the scan. They finish the scan, it uploads to you, and you put it into ProVision. Then you look at their scan, you review it, you make the recommendations like you normally do. And if the client is remote, you can upload to the client portal, and the client simply downloads their custom features and their cycles to the MyHealth. They can look at their recommendations and their ERs on the portal, so if they want to know right where on the body and they want to read their health files, they'll be able to go right into the portal with their login. They'll always have the same login, and they'll be able to see that each cycle. It's refreshed each time. Client can view that on the portal, and then if they're in the office, you can upload the cycles and functions directly to their MyHealth. So if you have a local client that just wants to be able to treat at home, they can scan with you, consult with you, work with you, have therapy with you, but if they also want to have at-home treatment and adjunct to that, they can immediately have their MyHealth programmed right there. So it just hooks into your laptop and it downloads to their MyHealth. So we are now going to do a demo with Maria Rivera. She is excited about NES at Home implementation. I talked to her yesterday. I was sitting next to her yesterday morning, and we started a conversation, and I just thought it would be amazing for her to say a few things about how excited she is and how she's going to use this whole system as a final piece of her practice integration. So I'd like to introduce Maria Rivera. You can go ahead and stand up. And Maria, maybe you can tell us about your plans for integration of the NES at home and how you see it completing the scope of your practice, and anything else you'd like to say about, NES or your experience so far with your clients.
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
A little louder.
A little louder. Can you hear me now? Okay. Again, my name is Maria, and I'm actually from California area, Orange County. I'm brand spanking new to NES Health, and actually, as a miracle, came into my life just at the start of this year. And thanks to my trailblazer aunt and my sister over here who introduced me to epigenetics, which of course led us to NES. And it brought me, because I have, as a mother of three, 2 daughters who are severely vaccine injured, and they suffered severe life-threatening allergic reactions to their vaccine components. They had a whole slew of new medical conditions that arose as a result. My older daughter, who is almost 5, has been suffering from severe food allergies, severe asthma, as well as all sorts of stomach, gastrointestinal issues. And so I literally just went to the training end of February and come home from that, so only been a couple of months. And I had some IT issues, so I didn't actually have my system up and running to be able to give her a scan. But from what I had already experienced from my scans, that just blew my mind, because it absolutely pinpointed chronic issues that I'd been dealing with. And I had already started to use the Feel Goods, which was instantly having great results from. I started that with my daughter. And literally, I have been able to stop a handful of her asthma attacks with just the Feel Goods and also the My Health. I instantly, instead of using the traditional medicine that we've been having to deal with, which is like the take-home nebulizer, the inhalers on the go, and endless bottles of Benadryl, and of course the EpiPens that we have to carry, I have been able to just calm her with some of the mind sessions. Everything from the peace, the ESR, the chill, and then even the transformation when I use trust on her, because when she feels herself not breathing and the panic that she goes into, and of course, as a parent, when you see your baby like that, you feel so helpless and you feel like you've been operating in such a place of fear. And then to go from such an opposite to where I have hope now, and I've seen the change, and so even the physical items, because if she has an allergy attack that's brought on by food items that she's come into contact, I've been able to use from the well-being category, like the immune ETs and the food, and then just even from the physical, the rejuvenation, and it is, it's the best thing. So to be here, it's such an honor. I'm just a regular blue college, average, hardworking mama, and you guys are doctors and scientists and physicians that own your own practices. So this is so groundbreaking, and this is stuff that I know the moms in my community, they're chomping at the bit, like, Maria, hurry up and get your certification, hurry up and get up and running. So I cannot wait to start scanning my friends and family. And I mean, this is something that people are going to want on their baby registry. This is the stuff that when they go into Target, they're going to want in a first aid kit. So Harry, you guys are just amazing. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. So what we're going to do right now is check to make sure we're both on the internet. So we're both plugged in here. And we are going to run a live scan. You're going to get to see Maria. She has already downloaded, like you'll have tonight, the desktop updater, so that she has the client software on her computer. How long did that take yesterday, Maria?
No time at all.
Okay. So we simply just did the download from the link you're going to be receiving. It installed on her laptop, and she has a little icon on her laptop called NES Desktop, which is now replacing the My Health Updater. So we're going to run a live scan now. And let me skip down here. This is the screen that she is on. I'm going to walk you through what she's seeing, okay? And then as soon as she uploads, I'm going to switch over to Provision and show you. We need to put our hats on.
Oh, yes. Fine.
So we have the client, and we have the practitioner. So I'm going to switch hats now. I'm going to be a practitioner. Okay. So what they have the, see if I can get this on. I have a big head. Hold on a second. Yours fits, of course. Okay. It's official. Okay. So I'm just going about my life. My client is at home with her children, and she has her kids at school, and she says, okay, I'm ready to do a scan. And so she's going to click on remote scan.
Did it.
I'm sorry?
We're on it.
Okay. And then it has her log in to the portal. Did you already do that?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, you guys are ahead of me. So let me just walk you guys through it. The client logs in because they have to be connected to the portal. The portal is the place where everything is exchanged, right? Okay. So now they're at this, please place your hand on the scanner. This is how simple the Client My Health screen is. So Maria is going to scan. She has the white scanner right now. You could also have the Client My Health. And she's going to take a deep breath and think about what she really wants, so Provision can get a clear view of how to take her there. And trying to sync this live. I think I'm ahead of them now. So this is the picture that your client sees when they're scanning. And it's actually live. Of course, that's all running live.
It's a woman on hers.
Yes, you identify woman or man, and it actually is intuitive that way in the picture.
So our scan's completed.
NES Provision scan is complete. Send scan to practitioner. Okay, so now it's my turn, and we're going to leave off there with the slideshow, and I'm going to pick up with Provision. So let me get over here and go into Provision, and here is Provision 4. So I'm just going to highlight some little tidbits. You had the list that you're going to take home with you. But, here's your online feed. You haven't lost anything here. Your access to quantum health training, your help, your portal, your forum. And if you want to update your software, of course, it's always right here. So this is your home screen. As you can see, it's not much different, except it's much more modern. And we have our client selection, add a client, remote scans, which we're going into now, and settings. So this is where you access the scans that are waiting for you. So that scan just uploaded to the portal. I'm online right now, so it's going to see her scan. And her name is Jane Doe. So There we go. We have Jane Doe scan. We have one scan to download. So select the remote scan to download. And it says, do we want to download as a new client or an existing client? Well, she is an existing client. This is a second scan. So we're going to download into existing. If we selected download as new, it would obviously create a new client. And it has all that information already because we've added her to the portal. So it just, you're not duplicating anything, you're just doing it in a different place. So we're going to put it into Jane Doe. Let's find her here. Okay, and click download selected scan. The remote scan has been imported. Success. Okay. So this is the squares that we talked about in that little list. These are the new squares. No difference, same colors, same functionality, but we now have everything down here that we can automatically access anything from this screen. Isn't that nice? Okay. So we have her ERs. We have the gray tab up here. We have the info tab. And we have the beautiful new BFA, polarity, and day and night. We have the driver screen. Looks very similar, just a different nice white modern background in squares instead of circles. And do you see that we don't have the videos popping out here? Instead, as soon as you click on any of the elements on any of these screens, you're going to have the ability to run that video automatically with an icon. Excuse me, goodness. Okay, so we'll click through these, just take a quick look. We've got the integrator screen, the terrain screen. As you can see, no change in functionality, just additional enhancements. And in our environment screen, beautiful new pictures, and we have the new blue light. Okay. So help files, the same, everything's good. We have our nutrition screen, and then we have our mind screen with beautiful new pictures. Okay. And a little bit different format in terms of the solutions, no change there. So we already had an amazingly beautiful container. That's what our clients love, right? How much more beautiful is this? Yeah, it's gorgeous. So what do we do now? We have the recommendation screen. And I'm going to just tick her off here for 28 days, just to expand it so you can see this. And what's new and what do we do now? So she's scanned, it's uploaded, we're looking at it. We review the whole scan, we make our decisions, and we're in here, and we're going to do a download of the ERs to her MyHealth. And we're also going to have the option to download any other programs, such as, if we go out here for just a moment, we have in the Mind screen, we have peace. Maybe we might want to give her some peace, right? Maybe we might want to give her some willpower or some charisma, okay? Maybe we might want to give her some microwave. We can just put this right in the recommendation screen on her MyHealth. Or maybe she loves other things and she has some requests as well. So we're going to go into the recommendation screen, assuming we've already done a scan review, and we can choose to use just these 4 ERs, or we can add more. So let's go out and pick one that we actually have on the energy screen. So we have how many very high priorities. My pen here. The only thing the client's seen so far is what I showed you when she was scanning. The client doesn't see this yet. So I'll talk about that in just a minute. I'm just being practitioner right now. okay? So the client will get this information on their MyHealth. They will get the programs, and they will be able to go into the portal and see exactly this, exactly with where they should treat, and they're going to have the help files. Okay? Does that help, JD, answer your question? Yes, thank you. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So we have some choices here, and I'm just going to make a note of a few that we might be able to add just for training purposes of the high priorities. So I'm going to go back in the ER screen. And let's say we want to add ER 66. We simply add it here before we download to the MyHealth. And we could add up to 8 on one cycle, so I'll talk about that in just a minute. So let's say we wanted to add one more ER. What we can do now is use the MyHealth button or the sync button later, and let me explain this. So this is the MyHealth button. This is going to allow Provision right now to go ahead and take these ERs and load them onto Maria's MyHealth. And it's also going to upload the infoceuticals that I select. I can keep these or I can change them. And notice that I have her going out for a 28-day cycle. This is going to all upload to the portal. And Maria is going to be able to see this information. This is not quite yet. This is coming, and we'll talk about what's being developed right now. But right now, the programming of the MyHealth, all we simply do is click on Configure MyHealth. Now, if Maria was in my office and she had her MyHealth, I would simply plug it in, and as soon as I configured this, it would automatically load to her MyHealth. If your client's across the globe, then it goes to the portal, and whenever they're ready, 24 hours later even, she can, which she's going to do right now, she can pick that up and put that on her MyHealth. She just logs in and updates her MyHealth. So we're going to do that right now. So see how fast that was. Recommendations updated. What just happened? It just took the infoceuticals and recorded them in the portal. Okay? And we'll talk about that in just a minute. So it's saying, what do you want to put on the MyHealth here? So if we had it connected, which we don't, it would show here. We have the ERs that are recommended, including the one I just added. We can put up to 8 into one cycle, and we can have up to 20 cycles on one MyHealth. Okay, so you'll get a little more clarity on that in just a minute. So we're going to give this cycle a name here. I'm going to put this down for a second. So I can name this Maria ERs. I'm going to create 2 cycles for her because she's already talked to me and said, I want a whole other set because I want some extra support. So we're going to create 2 cycles, one with all of her ERs, and let's say we had 8 of them here. We are allowed to pause between functions. That means that when it downloads to her, by default, it will just stop between each ER automatically, kind of like the timer on your MyHealth. But if we don't select pause, it will just flow. It will just go from one ER to the next ER to the next ER. And she will know exactly where to put those on her body by looking at the screen, the recommendation screen on the portal. I purchased some credits. I already pre-purchased some credits. So before we started, I purchased some credits because I knew she had a MyHealth. And I purchased a bundle of them, so I just had plenty in stock. And I loaded her as a client, so that's why those 2 things we haven't seen yet. It's saying credits to be used for. So why is it 4? It's 1 for each week. Okay, for each cycle of 8 functions, it's 1 per week. Well, I have her set for 28 days, right, in the recommendation screen, so it's using 4 credits. So it's 1 credit per week, and that credit is up to 8 functions in 1 cycle. So these are all the available functions. So the ERs are automatically here, If I want to add more functions, I can, but I'm going to actually create another cycle and put more functions on. So I'm going to assume that we have 8 here, even though I didn't add 8. And I'm going to upload this cycle. Upload successful. Your client can now download the cycle functions onto their MyHealth. So these are now sitting on the portal, and in just a minute, Maria's going to log in and download those. All right? So now Maria's wants some more support over these next 4 weeks. Or I've decided as a practitioner that in addition to that, I want to give her some extra support. Remember how we saw the environmental screen, the radiation, and what was it, computer? Was it microwave? Right, microwave radiation. And we saw some transformation that we might want to give her, some willpower. What were the transformations? Yeah, willpower, charisma. In the mind screen, Dr. K, thank you, we saw peace. So let's add those right now. And then we're going to change the name. And I'm just going to call it custom. I say extra support or, so we're going to put on some things from the scan that came up that might really help support her. So we're going to put on peace. Think she might need some ESR. And we're going to go down here and we're going to put on microwave radiation and go down a little further and put on a little bit of willpower. And, I'm sorry, I'm skipping these. So I have to add these over here. Let me take so I can take functions off if I don't want the ERs in this cycle, which I've already added. Sorry guys, my bad. We're going to take those off. And we're going to add willpower and go back up here and get in some peace and some ESR. And whoops, I'm doing it again. I'm sorry. Peace, willpower. What else are we doing here? Microwave radiation and charisma. What else might you want, Maria?
I love energy. I love
She loves energy.
the realign, the rejuvenation.
Okay, so general, I think we need another cycle. So you can see the power when you ask people what they want, how much they want. So general rejuvenation and maybe some energy. Sleep would be good. As a mom, let's go down and give her some sleep. Up. Now down. There we go. Okay. How many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 8. Perfect. So obviously we could create another cycle with as many more as she wanted. And if she doesn't have to all be today either. You can add these, we can add these whenever you want to. So I'm going to upload that. And now she should have 2 cycles. So we're going to switch over to the client now. And she has, on her screen again, the same desktop updater. We're going to just back up to the screen that she got, which is when you first log in. This is what you have. And she's now, instead of remote scan, what's she going to go into? My Health Updater. So she's going to click on My Health Updater, and it's going to come up, and she's going to log in. Please connect your My Health. She's going to get that screen. Pretty simple screens connected. She's going to click on Check for Updates. It finds the updates and it starts the download. We did this yesterday with the power on and off, and it worked both ways. So it boots up your My Health when it's done, if it's powered off, as long as it's connected and you're online, and it works perfect. So how's that going?
It's updating now?
It's updating.
Yeah, it's downloading.
Okay, so depending on the speed of the internet, obviously, and we haven't had the best internet, I haven't had the best internet experience here. So we'll see, we'll give it just a minute, and then we'll go in and actually look at what the My Health looks like. So we're kind of walking you through the live experience here, and we're waiting for success on the other end of the world.
Like we're halfway there.
What's that? Yes.
If someone has a pro My Health, can you give them custom cycles, or obviously they've got all the modes on there, so you just have to email them?
No, it's a different, you have to have a client My Health in order to load the custom cycles, I believe. It's designed, the way it's hooked up in the portal. Yes?
Are these just good for 28 days then?
This round is good for 28 days, yes, but you can add them again anytime you want for as long as you want. Okay, so the one default, and we're going to get all the questions at the end, so if you guys can hold for just a few minutes here, we're going to do a whole section on Q&A. So do we have success on the other side of the world? Yes. Maria, you want to stand up for just a minute and tell them what you're seeing on your My Health?
So immediately you see all the different folders and then the customized name. So for myself, and if I was wanting to take care of my family as well, I could add the additional profiles, which is nice. And then I can click right on my profile, so I'm Jane.
Can somebody hold the microphone up to her?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. We want to hear all this good stuff.
So I was just saying, it instantly shows all the different folders, and then it gives each profile for the individual in the household. So for myself as a mom, and then I would love to have my family for my husband and my 3 children. And it's great that it shows the separation. And then I clicked on my profile in particular.
That was from yesterday, you guys. We played around with creating cycles for
Yes.
her kids.
Yes, and
Okay.
then but
Sorry.
just for myself, and it easily pops up and it shows the ones that she had selected for me, and oh, actually that's the wrong Jane Doe. Hold on, Jane Doe. Yeah, and then I start to scroll through and see my different elements. So everything from the energy, the ESR.
So the functions are showing
Yeah.
just like they are here. So you get all the ERs, and then this is just the scroll bar.
Yeah.
You scroll up and down.
Super user friendly.
Same as your My Health Now. I mean, just a little bit actually friendlier because it's a cycle. They just choose what other cycle they want, and they choose the time. We're going to do this right now. So just want to make sure that uploaded and it's all good. So you have the Maria, and you have the custom.
Yes.
Maria Custom. So she has the Maria ER folder, and she has the Maria Custom folder. So back on this home screen, these are the folders that they get automatically, and then they're going to have another folder that says, it would say Maria ER, Maria Custom, or whatever you want to call your cycles. They're going to just disappear after 28 days and start over. Okay? That was one of my big questions, like, how do we get rid of them when they automatically, it's all thought about. So, so this is your home screen leading into the next, I'm sure, curiosity that you have is, what does it look like? No different. It's just they have these same folders. They don't have all of the functions in them, but you can add, just like we just did from the recommendation screen, anytime. You can add any function they want. Okay? So this is, they still have the physical, energy, mind, protection, and well-being, and they're going to get a sheet with a function chart in it with their My Health that tells them when they go into these folders how to use those programs. And you will be able to soon, in the option notes, everybody familiar with the notes in the recommendation screen where you put in special instructions like take ESR 3 times a day? You'll be able to add any notes you want, like, use matrix carrier and biocell on your low back for additional support, or joint or muscle, whatever you've added. And they'll be able to see that on the portal soon and download it. For right now, they're just going to get their normal recommendations from you, either emailed or in the office. Okay? But you'll have that additional feature soon. So let's just look through here. When they actually go in to use, this is on body. So they have the on body, off body, and they have the pause or flow. So if it has the little line there, you just click it. That means pause between cycles. So they could run ER3, then it would stop, then they run ER30, ER43, and ER59. If they this is off-body pause. Again, it would stop when it has that little line there. It stops and allows them to move between their functions. And here, this is flow. This is on-body flow. So this is on-body. This is their timer. They can choose as much time as they want, as often as they want. This is flow. See the line's not there? So they just tap it. It's a toggle. And they just want it to go from ER3, 2 minutes, then it goes to diaphragm, 2 minutes, spleen, 2 minutes, esophagus, 2 minutes, muscles, and they can do it for muscles for 15 minutes if they want. They just change it to 15. So that's just a general format. That's how simple the screen is in the cycles. And this cycle was called Paul. It was just called Paul, so it's at the top. Okay? So this is the physical folder. They have the same folders you have. These are the functions they have. By default, they get these. They can use these as often or as much as they want, as much time as they want. Energy folder, these are their cycles. You have this all on your slideshow that you're getting. And you also, in your conference folder, you have a total wellness system version 4 manual, which shows the practitioner side. And you have a remote scanning quick start guide, which shows the client side. So you have that documented as well. Mind screen, ESR, mental clarity and sleep, well-being, cold flu immunity, digestion. We all love that, right? That was a big hit in training this week. People love the digestion. We had some good stories on that. And the head, any headaches, things like that. Again, everybody has their function charts, and the client's going to have theirs as well. Computer radiation under protection, cell phone, and in general EMF. This is awesome because, if that shows up on their scan, they have that all the time they can use, right? So these are really amazing that they have these all the time. So just as far as adding a client, we didn't show you yet how to actually do that. This is just bringing up the screen in the portal, and I'm going to go in live now. This is the same, this is very similar to, just static information that you see in ProVision, but you're adding it from the portal, and then it gets downloaded if you have a remote client into ProVision, and you saw that just a minute ago. We have the steps outlined for you in that slide that we just did, and we're going to go through those now. So adding a client is the first thing that you do. As soon as you add this client, they get emailed, boom, they're ready to go. They have the software, they do the desktop updater, just like you do, and they're ready to go with the menu that you saw on Maria's computer. So the only 2 additional things is that you set up a password, an email address and a password, or you can generate the password, and that goes out to them and they use that forever to log in. Okay, so I created Jane Doe and password, new paradigm, and she got that through an email, which she keeps and holds on to, and always has that access to the portal for the life of her My Health. The client's address to my address book, if we click that, it automatically puts that client into your shipping address book so that you can ship out to the client, or in the future, it's going to be able to automatically add the infoceuticals to the basket for you instead of you doing it like you do now, and that shipping address will come in handy in the address book. Email login details to client, that allows the emails to automatically, the email address to automatically, instead of you manually deciding when you want to send that out. So it automatically sends it. Address, and this is getting changed to state. This is just, various countries. And telephone number, and you save. So that's adding in the portal, and I can go in there in just a minute. The next thing you do in the steps that we had on that previous screen is you buy NES credits. Do you have to buy NES credits? No. If somebody just wants to remote scan, they can just remote scan, right? But if they have a MyHealth, you want to purchase credits so that you can actually program their MyHealth, and then you charge them for those credits, okay? And you have a pricing sheet in your packet, and we can talk about that in Q&A if anybody has any questions, but there's bundles of credits, and you simply buy the credits, and then you charge the client, just like you do for Infoceuticals, for credits, okay? You have as much as you want in your bank, or as little as you want in your bank at one time. Again, that's optional, but it's the way that you get your programs on the MyHealth for your client. There's a new category called NES credits. You go into the portal and you have shop and you have membership. You're now going to have clients, and you're going to have a new category in the shop called NES credits. So 2 new things on the portal. 1 credit is 7 days, which is 1 cycle, including up to 8 functions for a max of 20 cycles on each MyHealth. So you got to think about this. But one Maria's MyHealth can have 20 cycles in it. So we have 2 right now that we did today, right? We had Maria's ERs that had 8 functions in it. Well, not quite. And we had Maria's Custom, which had all of the other programs that she wanted. Okay? So she would have paid how much for that? Well, I'm not going to talk about the price, but how many credits would that be? Well, we programmed it for 28 days. It goes by the recommendation screen. It always goes by the recommendation screen. So if you have a client doing a 28-day cycle, it's going to charge, if you only do 1 cycle, it's going to do 4 credits, right? How many credits would it have used for Maria's 2 cycles? 8, okay? It's pretty simple math. And what's the max that she could have? How many credits could she do at one time? Well, she could have 20 cycles, right, for 4 weeks. So she could have, yeah. So each cycle for 4 weeks is how many credits? It's 4 credits, right? Times 20 cycles is 80 credits, okay? Credits are assigned to a license key. So when you buy the credits, it's just going to ask you for your license key, and it assigns those credits to that license key. It's very simple because your license key is right there in the portal. And why is that important? Because it needs to know how to download to your ProVision, right? We don't just want anybody to download credits, your credits. They're assigned to your license key. And the credits are stored forever on the server for download to ProVision, so you could buy 1,000 credits and just choose to download 80 at a time, okay? Or you can put them all on ProVision. Download credits to ProVision, it's very easy. There's a software info tab. So when you're in your home screen, and I'll show you this in just a minute, you have an info tab at the top. You click it on. It prompts you to download credits. You can see that. The only time you have to log into the portal is the very first time you use this. It automatically stores your login information. So each time you buy credits, you just go into the software info tab and download what you want to ProVision so that you can program someone's MyHealth. The choice of the number of credits to download, you have total control over that. And then just basically the client MyHealth is our last screen here in terms of covering what we've got in overall features. We have standard functions, which we saw. We saw that you have the same folders that you have, right? They just have limited access to some of the functions. They have some of the functions, and then the rest of them, if they want them or you want them, to have them, even just for 1 cycle, those are custom. They're loaded in the office by the practitioner. They come in, they visit you, but they did buy a client MyHealth. They scan maybe with you in your office because they like that. Then as soon as they plug in their MyHealth to your laptop or your system into the USB port, it automatically programs their MyHealth. They're out the door and they're done. Downloaded from the portal by the client, if that's not the case, if the client's on the other side of the world, then, or down the street, downloaded from the portal by the client using the desktop application that you saw Maria use. It says My Health Updater, and check for updates, and it automatically downloaded. So there's a My Health Updater function within the desktop application. The usage, it's very simple on the client My Health. They can stop or have continuous flow of their ERs. They have a timer that's completely controlled by them using the up and down side buttons. The ER recommendations are on the portal right now. They can view the application areas and their help files. We'll go look at that. And the My Health Functions chart, they have a functions chart to start with that shows every folder, every function, and basically what it's for and where they might want to use it, just like you have. So this is a preview. I'm going to go into Provision in just a minute and just show you a couple of those things in the portal. We have some coming attractions from the UK. I just want to say, I've been talking to the UK the last couple days. These guys, I mean, it's unbelievable what they've done. I mean, unbelievable. Just Provision 4 is unbelievable. But then the client My Health and the remote scanning and all of the interaction with the portal, and then the NES animal, it's just unbelievable. So they're working really hard to continue to improve this. This is day one, right? You guys are going to be the first group out there. This isn't going to be released for 3 weeks. But in your Provision recommendation screen, a common question is, will the infoceuticals be able to just be automatically ordered? That will be coming. We don't have a time on that. We're just letting you know that will be coming, so you don't ask the support department yet. My Health and the Sync buttons, those are the 2 buttons that we use in the recommendation screen. It already uploads the infoceuticals, but they're going to be available in a basket for order. Okay? I have a lot of blank stares. We'll probably have some questions on that. Portal. Viewing and download of full recommendations. Right now, they go into the portal, and what do they see? Does anybody remember what they see? They're able to see, when we'll show it to you in a second here, I'll go in live. They see their ERs. They see the recommendation. They see the picture of the body, where it is on the body, and all the help files, right? Just like you do on the ERs. And then how are they going to get their recommendations? Well, you're going to print it out in your office, or you're going to email it to them, just like you're doing right now. Okay? No change. Nest at Home, it will be available. People are asking, is it available on the Animal Wellness? The plans are there, but it's not going to be right now. But they're going to be doing that. And in Quantum Health Training, you're going to see a new Nest at Home module with all this information on it. And any upcoming changes or updates, we'll have it on Quantum Health Training for you. So right now you have the orientation module, modules 1 through 7, and the practicum module, and we'll have a Nest at Home module for you. So let me go in, see how much time I have here. Oh, good. So I have about 5 minutes. I'm going to walk you through the screens you haven't seen yet, and then we'll do a full Q&A, okay? So I'm going to go into the portal here. That was our music. We need to play that again. So we have, and my portal looks a little different than yours because I've got some admin capability, but in our shop, let's do it step by step. Let's first of all do clients. So that's our first step, right? What do we do when we get home? We have 10 people super excited about this. They buy the remote scanners. They buy the client My Health. And what do we do first? We set them up. And do we have to set them up twice? No, it just goes right into Provision. So we go into clients. And we have Jane Doe here. So if I wanted to add, I had already added her. This is the screen you've already seen. And I can't see the whole screen here. I'm not sure why. If I can get this to... Okay. Duh. Okay. So it's just the static information of the client. This is super important. Make sure you record this. The email and password. What do you want the email address to be for login to the portal, and what is their password, and to confirm the password. Then we just simply say copy the client's address to my address book for shipping, and or an automatic email login. So you don't have to email it, will automatically send them their login details. Once that's done, what's our next step if they have a client MyHealth? Or if our clients are actually, if we have some clients with the client MyHealth, what's our next step? Buy some credits. So we're going to go into the shop. Shop you're very familiar with here, and now we have a new function, MyHealth Credits. And these are the bundles of the credits. You have a pricing sheet in your folder. So these are sorted. So notice we have a 270 30 credit bundle. If we had 8 ERs for one client and they did 4 weeks, how many credits would that be again? Right. And so how long would 30 credit bundle? So we're looking at about 7 clients for that, right? So you can figure accordingly. But these are the credit bundles that you can purchase. These are the starter credit bundles. So we purchase those, and then as soon as we go into Provision, and we go into we're at our home screen, we have software information, and right here is where we always can see what we have in terms of our total credits that we've downloaded already, and how many are sitting on the portal. So remember, if I said, like, let's say you bought 1,000 credits, it would always show what's in your bank, and when I'm ready to download, I click on Download Credits. Of course, it's not going to allow me because I don't have any. I downloaded all of them yesterday. So you always know how much you have and how much you can use when you're setting up people's MyHealths. So that is the second step third step, you actually buy the credits and download them, and you're ready to go for potentially a long time, right? And then what's the next step? If somebody wants to, if you're going to have a client in your office, do you have to worry about the remote scanning? No, you can remote scan, but you can do what with the remote system, with their MyHealth in the office? Right. So if you've already scanned in the office, and so let's pick up Jane again. And let's go into her scan history and pull up a scan here. And we've looked over her scan, and we've potentially given her a MyHealth session, but she wants some to take home with her to follow up with. We then have this button here where we can program and download right away, right, to her MyHealth. So it comes up and I've already done this. Yeah, okay. So it uploaded the recommendations to the portal for the infoceuticals. It comes up with the ERs, and we can add to that. We can add ERs to that here or here, and click on Upload Cycle, and it automatically, if the client is in the office with us, uploads to their MyHealth. What does this button do? We haven't used this yet. This is the client's in the office, let's say, or they're remote, it doesn't matter, but they don't have their MyHealth plugged in with you, right? They're not online at all, and they want to upload later. So you've done all their recommendations like you normally do, and you click on Sync, and that automatically allows you, if you were offline at the time, which many times we're not online in our offices, or we're not online, right, when we're doing this work. So we're offline, and now we're going online, and we want to go ahead and get everything uploaded to our clients on the portal. You use the Sync button for that. So if you're not online, the Sync button does the same exact thing as the MyHealth, but it allows you to do it later because you were not online. Okay, so use one or the other. let's see, what would the next step be? The client would receive their information on their MyHealth, and I'm sorry? The infoceuticals haven't changed. You'll still order the infoceuticals or deliver the infoceuticals. The upcoming attraction is that they'll be available to order in a basket. I think that's going to be, I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be. It's hard to say because you can say a date and then people expect it. So we're just going to say that that's on its way. And that pretty much completes the loop. Obviously, anytime you log into ProVision, where are you going to find if somebody's uploaded a scan to you? Where am I going to see if somebody's uploaded a scan to me? So at my home screen, I have remote scans, right? This is always going to let me know no remote scans available, right? But I had one available when Maria sent hers over. So this will always allow you to see what's pending, what's waiting, who sent you a scan last night. So it's instant communication for you. So we're going to finish here. I've got, let's see. Q&A. So we're totally open for questions, and hopefully we can answer them. Your pricing sheet, again, is in your conference folder. And before, just for 1 second, I want to mention we have some amazing packages. We have a Release Plus package where you're able to get everything that's been released, plus an additional professional MyHealth for an amazing price. So everything is an additional percentage off with the full release. So if you guys want to have one of everything plus an additional MyHealth for your family or for your office, maybe you have staff that want to help you treat people. It's a really unusual deal that we discount the MyHealth, but we've been starting to do that now in our training and in our events. So I'm going to open up for questions. Yes, Anne.
As a practitioner,
Hold on.
And I'll try to repeat the question if you guys can't hear it.
When a client does a remote scan, does it send an email to the practitioner telling them there's a remote scan waiting at the portal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's not waiting in the portal, actually.
No.
It's in your, so when you go to ProVision, you just see, it's like an inbox in your own ProVision. It's like emails stacked up.
But it sends us an email, so we're not even in
Right.
we know.
Right. He's just saying you don't have to log into the portal. You just, as long as you're online and you go into ProVision, it will show. Yes.
For whatever reason the client lost the scan, can you send the scan to them?
If a client's lost their scan,
Yeah.
can you send a scan to them?
Yeah.
When you say lost the scan, what do you mean by that?
Like they erase the email or whatever.
They can always see their recommendations on the portal. They log in and they can view their recommendations.
Okay.
So the only thing they're getting right now is their MyHealth programming. They have to go to the portal to get the rest, and I can actually show that. I'd have to log in as, yes, under the client record, that's correct.
History is kept under the client record.
Yes, it's kept in the client record, and I haven't actually gone in. I have to log in as the client, so no, because I'm not logged in as her. But yes, if they log in, they will always be able to see their recommendations. Okay, what is their recommendations? It's made of the energy screen, and it shows all of the high priorities, where on the body to treat. They can zoom in and see exactly where that is on their body. There's a little magnifying glass.
Personate the client.
Yeah, right. Do you want to do that?
See if I can remember how.
It's over on the, here.
I can't click it. If you,
It's all your questions over here right now. I'm walking around.
I think if you click the client, yeah, click on Jane Doe.
I just logged out.
Click the,
Yeah, it says it right there. Craig Basket order on their behalf.
yeah, See.
Just click on There you are.
Yeah, and then hit remote scan.
So here we are. We just logged in. This is the client.
So you can impersonate, sorry.
Here.
You can actually impersonate by clicking on your client so you can see what your client sees. So if they're on the phone and they're confused, you can walk them through it.
So here we go. Here's the screen for the recommended ERs. And they can, has the help file. It has where on the body. And if they want to zoom in, it shows exactly where on the body. Okay? And this is, again, this is going to be the full recommendations, including the infoceuticals and all the option notes that you're now emailing them maybe or printing. That'll be here too. But right now, this is what shows. Yes, next question.
Okay, you put the client on a 28-day cycle, and you send them the credits, and they don't do them. Do they lose those credits at the end, or do they expire? Let's put it that way.
We have the credits. The practitioner has the credits, and they never expire. No.
They do expire. Yes, a credit lasts one week, so one credit
Oh,
is
I see
7
what you're
days.
saying. I thought you meant the
2
credits that we were
credits,
purchasing.
14 days, 4 credits is 28 days. And a credit buys a whole cycle up to 8 functions in each cycle. So there's a couple of things they can do, but basically the ERs are always in a credit system. And if I remember how much it is, I think it's $30 for 2 credits. So that would be
Yes,
two weeks.
correct.
However, if they want to have it permanently, and if they want all the ERs permanently, they could always just buy the professional My Health, and then
Right.
things like the other things that you add, like peace, buy, sell, all those other things. If they want, they can also buy those permanently. They can actually buy the whole folders, and it'd be like about $200 a folder.
So in answer to your question in terms of expiring, they need to use those functions during that period of time because they're going to disappear off the My Health, right? I misunderstood. I thought you meant do your credits as a practitioner expire. Sorry about that. Any other questions?
So I just want to confirm, so when the practitioner has the credits and then they upload it for the client to get, does the 7-day countdown per credit start as soon as the practitioner uploads it, or does the 7-day countdown start as soon as the client actually puts it onto their My Health?
It'd be as soon as they download it to their My Health.
As soon as they
On
do.
the
So if
at the
there's a
download date.
2-day
Yeah.
lag time between, practitioner uploading and them downloading, it starts that 2 days later. Then they have it for 7
When
days.
when it hits their My
It
Health.
only starts when they start using it.
Okay,
So if they're on
cool.
vacation and they don't get back for 2 days, they're good.
Okay, and then now that there's going to be the blue light function for My Health, is that going to be able to be added to the professional versions?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So we'll be able to download
Yes.
it onto ours.
Uh-huh. Yes. Question here? Oh, sorry. Verena.
If I want to do a screen review, a scan review with the client, I could obviously email screenshots to them. But is there a thought on having a screen sharing application as part of this, where you can do a phone call and both look at
You
the
can
same
do both. So we can do it 3 ways actually. So there's the normal way in existing Provision where you have that, the photo icon, and you can just email them the screenshots. You can email them the reports straight out of Provision. They don't actually ever have to go to the portal, ever. I mean, it's just an added feature. Or they can go to the portal and it's all there. So, or you could do both. You could email them the normal report out of Provision, and they could log into the portal. But they have both options.
scan review where we can click on things and look at it together.
Yeah, I can speak to that. So I have a client that moved from Austin to France, so I'm going to be able to work with her remotely. And so she'll upload her scan, and then we'll get on a Skype session and I'll share my desktop, and we'll actually be able to walk through it just as if she was in my office. Yeah.
There's a share screen function in Skype, and it works amazing for remote scan reviews. It's like they're sitting there with you.
Yep.
It's the share screen function in Skype is like you're sitting in the office with the client. And they can see your screen, and you can walk them through the scan. To do a Skype session, she wouldn't, but to be able to actually upload to you, yes, she would. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So just to reiterate what you said, Harry, if we sold our clients the professional model, we wouldn't need to have any credits for any of the My Health settings.
Correct, yeah.
Great, thanks.
Absolutely.
Question over here?
Yeah, I mean,
We'll get to you, I promise.
It's
Okay.
basically it's a way that it's more affordable for clients than buying the full price. It's a more affordable way that they can get to use it. However, at any particular time, they can always upgrade their client My Health to a professional My Health just for the price difference. So it's.
What is the price difference?
It actually a little bit depends what you want to sell it to them for. So we recommend a client My Health is sold for $1,800. I think we sell it to you for, I don't want to make the wrong number.
It's in your,
14,
that's the professional price.
14.40,
Yeah.
And the professional is $23.40, and I think we'd recommend at $3,000 or $3,100. So, but you can vary the prices. It's up to you.
We have a, did that answer your question? Okay, good.
Now, how are you recommending that we handle billing then for remote clients? I mean, are we going to set up PayPal accounts, or how do we do?
You would just invoice them as you would today.
Okay.
I just use my iPhone, and I have a lot of remote clients that I've done in the past, and I just use my Square Register on my iPhone and charge it right there on the spot. I don't do any billing. Mm-hmm.
Is the prices going to go up here soon? Like, we have a deal today, but a month from now or 2 months from now, is the prices going to go up?
I wish I was looking at the piece of paper. So
I have it right here.
So I believe today, I believe that this weekend there was a 20% discount on the client My Health. Is that right? Yeah. So outside of this weekend, it's the. Where's the price?
There's on the back too. There's prices on the back. Those are the credits.
Sorry, yeah. So it's $14.40 normally, and then basically today, I just can't understand the sheet.
It's 20% more. It's 20% off today, or if the full release special, you get 25% off of everything. I'm not a pricing, I'm not in the marketing. Andrea, do you want to speak to that at all? Are the prices going to be going up?
No.
They're asking.
So, the prices are what they are for the next 6 months. So exactly as this sheet. So it's $14.40, but at the week today, see conference special, $1,152. So there's a special today, or you buy in volume. But if you buy in volume, so if you're buying 10 devices because you want 10 of your clients to have it, then there's whatever it was, a 6% discount. If you're buying 20, it's a 12% discount. If you're buying 50, it's like a 18, 19% discount. So they just keep getting larger.
It's $11.52 to you for 1 unit today because of discount.
But yeah, today basically you're getting it.
Today with 20% off. The client My Health.
It's the same as if you bought 50, you can buy one today for the same price as buying 50, basically.
Next question.
So, live in a rural mountain town. A lot of my clients don't have access to computers, or I do house calls in convalescent facilities. So the question is, for the client My Health, can I program that from my professional and then lease it out to them without having everything set up through a portal and then use? Yes.
Yeah, totally. So you can upload. I don't know if we can pull up that screen, but on that screen you can either
I'm trying to get the...
Basically, it recognizes their My Health. So if you have their My Health and you plug it into the computer, it will actually upload it straight from your computer. It doesn't go via the portal. If you don't have their My Health connected, it does it via the portal and waits till they download it. It's quite clever. But
okay. Question over here?
It is quite clever. I think that's quite clever.
Yes.
Is the scanner client specific? In other words, if one client has a scanner, 5 clients could come over and scan into the portal?
So they just use their different email addresses. So you would register them all separately. You can use the same scanner or the same My Health, but
for as many people as you need.
But they have to just enter their email address differently. Okay. So if they did scan after scan under the same name, you would not know the difference. But yeah, you have to.
Okay, question against the wall here.
But the My Health can only hold. Actually, I don't know. Can it hold? Can hold more than one folder, can't it? Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can hold. It can hold up. And My Health can hold up to 20 members of the family. I mean, I don't know if anyone has 20 kids, but you could have one. You could have one My Health with 20 members of your family in it.
We did like 4 or 5 of them with Maria yesterday for her family members. So we programmed different cycles. Actually, she wanted like 2 folders for each person.
And the real reason we've done that is for the animal world. So if you're selling it to like a stud farm owner or a farmer, and he's got his 20 racehorses or 20 cows, obviously he's got names, cow A, B, C, D, or whatever. And it does, I mean, yeah, families probably up to 6 would be fine, but it's really for the animal market that we've done up to 20.
Okay. Going back to this, when they look at their thing and it shows them how to use their My Health, I've been concerned when there's clockwise and counterclockwise. Does it give you directions like on not just where to place the My Health, but how to actually manipulate it?
We missed the punchline, or a different punchline. Is this online?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to myhealth.me. There's a very exciting website that went live on Friday, and to be honest, we've been so busy we haven't had time to look at it. So we've basically built a whole client website that gives them all the information they need. Now's a good time to explain it, really. Well, we can do it this afternoon because we're doing a marketing thing this afternoon, so I'll go through it more in the afternoon. But you will see, hopefully, on how it works. Like, so there's a little video there that basically that goes through and tells them how to use it. And then there's meant to be a forum on here as well. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I'll go through it at lunchtime. There are other videos. What's that video? Anyway, basically, there's a whole website that's dedicated just for your clients, so they can both have all the information they need. So if you tell them about the My Health, you can just send them to this site and they can find out all about it. And then it has the instructions, like the FAQs, and it has their own client forum and all of that type of stuff. I think it's probably under support. I think I just clicked on the wrong. There you are, how to use My Health. There you are. So, there's a really, I won't play it all, but you can listen to it later. But there's basically a video that explains everything for the client, so you don't have to do all that.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
There might be a few other big things like that we've forgotten that have taken a long time to make.
Jocelyn?
Yeah, so if a patient buys the professional My Health, how do you import a scan?
Like if they buy the professional My Health?
Yeah.
Well, they have to be set up. The only way you can import is to have them set up as a client in the portal. They just have to be set up as a client.
So they can scan themselves through that?
They should be able to scan, but I don't know if they can program the custom. I mean, they don't need, if they have a professional My Health, they don't need to program it. So you should be able to. Is that correct?
Oh, sorry, I was in my computer.
Yeah. If somebody actually has a professional MyHealth, she's asking, is it all the way around okay to do a remote scan? Can they remote scan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. It worked yesterday, but we weren't sure if it was going to be
Yeah, and I
generally
mean-
programmed.
Should I do?
Greetings.
I'll do
I'm
this
not
side.
quite sure how to do the folders. You said we can have more than one
Well,
folder.
yeah, we've got the animals.
Is it under one email address and then you create folders? I don't know how to create folders. I'm not understanding the folders.
It was from the recommendation screen. when she
I
was
think-
on-
Can we see that? I'm not sure.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
So repeat the question. So,
Okay, you said that we can have up to 20 folders for one email address for families or whatever. I'm not sure how, I'm not seeing the folder thing. I'm not sure.
so you create the folder from the recommendation screen. So I'm going to bring up Jane Doe, and I'm going to go into her scan history, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go into the recommendation screen. And anything that I want to put on her MyHealth, I can put up to 20 folders, right? There's cycles.
Creating a folder.
This is
Yeah. Creating a folder.
So I'm going to click on MyHealth. Yeah.
You got it.
Yes.
That's it. You're creating.
This-
yeah.
But it's a great question because it takes a few minutes to get your mind around how you create all these folders. They're just cycles. So every time you create a cycle name, it creates a folder on your MyHealth.
Yeah.
It's
And
really
and we're
easy.
Gonna,
Mhm.
Yeah, because we're going to run I mean, in about 3 weeks' time when we do the big release, we're going to run a load of webinars on a lot of it. And obviously, you'll have the software yourself later and it'll make more sense. But and then this afternoon, we're doing a whole load of marketing stuff, and I'll go through the other bits. And we're doing a big Q&A session. It's 11:07, and we've got a horse outside.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
fantastic.
lonely and it wants attention. So I think.
Quick question. When you were on the screen of entering the client information, did I see that we are supposed to enter the client's password?
Yes. You assign a password, or you can have it generate a password, and that is emailed to the client for their login.
So they don't give me their password, I give them.
Right. Right. I mean, they could. You could ask them, what do you want your password to be? Sure. But you assign it.
Does anyone feel like they need a break if we're outside with a horse? Yeah. All right. So we'll have a 10, 15-minute break.